Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Monster Week Xmas edition, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know which monsters are actually worth your gems and which ones aren't. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So take a look at this, guys. Monster Week's Xmas edition. A merry crew of mythic monsters is visiting the shop for the first time. The discounted monsters will change every few hours, so don't leave the party for too long. So there's basically a monster week for like 5 days in total. The time of recording this, there's 4 days and 13 hours. And as you used to see, there's a lot of Blossom monsters, and there are some that are actually very meta still. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know which ones are actually worth it. Oh wow, we have an Xmas flash sales that are coming soon. 12 hours. I can make a video on that. You guys can let me know. Do you guys want to see a video on that? Xmas challenge. Oh, that's gonna be a separate one. So why are these tickets so big? Did you see the tickets? All right. So anyways, oh, by the way, I actually went ahead and fixed the BlueStacks, the emulator. So this is the only one that actually works still for me. The other ones, Monster Gens, it's not compatible with that device anymore. So I don't know, it kind of sucks. But this one, BlueStacks, I think it's doing kind of well. I think it's playable, I would say. So, all right, yeah, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got 87% discount on most of these monsters. Wow, they have Nerida for 299 gems. I think I purchased it for 299 last time, right? Somewhere around there. So, starting off, Serpentix. Serpentix is very good, but here's the thing. We're getting a new era, plus a new rarity. Well, we already did, actually. So, these monsters, their stats aren't as high as the Ancestral, but they're still pretty good with their stats. So it's really up to you if you want to adapt to the meta, to the new meta or not. But that monster is still useful. Serpentix is pretty good, so if you want to go ahead and get it, rank it up to your dungeons. Because anyways, these monsters, I don't think many will really have their hands on them, like rank 5s and stuff like that, unless they're like, you know, huge spenders in the game. Because again, there's no rank up dungeons for them, right? So the only way to get them is through either having their own cells, which is purchasing it most of the time. You know what I mean? Like extra cells I'm talking about, not just like the 100 cells just to craft it. I mean the extra cells, like for example, for the Legends Pass, when you purchase the Legends Pass, there should be these you know, passes, like these little, what do you call them? But they used to be chests, but now they're like somewhere in there in the era portal that you can actually purchase for extra cells for the PvP monsters and exclusive Legends Pass and the free one, all that. So either through there or obviously having the Coralia, right? Which is a new source to rank up these monsters. But besides all that, Ancestral monsters, these are insanely good. So I don't think they're going to release too many of these for now. Maybe eventually we're going to have like tons of them. Like you could literally just scroll and you'll never finish. You know what I mean? Like for example, Mythics, how you just scroll. Yeah. But anyways, so I would say Serpentix is actually worth it. If you want to go ahead and purchase it still, go ahead. All right. So moving back, we got King Adam. King Adam's actually amazing. If you need a tank, if you are really looking for a tank, King Adam's literally the best tank right now in the game, arguably. I personally like him a lot. So if you need one, that's really good. There it is. Megataunt. Megataunt's good. Nerida's amazing for the torture immunity, healing, torture immunity again with skills. Even though she has a status caster, but with skills. Trade disable skills. Naya's amazing. Really. I would highly recommend picking that one up. By the way, the ones that I'm not going to mention at all, like for example, Mr. Beast Eco, which I just did mention, but I'm saying later on, the monsters that I don't mention at all, just ignore it. They're not worth it, okay? Duke is actually worth it, I would say. Purchase Duke. Duke is actually not that bad. But in terms of attacking, I would say maybe go with Serpentix over Duke, because he has access to Pierce and Duke doesn't. But Duke is also unique in his own way. You know what I mean? Epigrus is actually pretty good too if you need a tank. Again, the best tank right now, in my personal opinion, is King Adam. But the other ones that I mentioned, like for example, Epigrus, they're still good, but I don't think they're as good as King Adam. All right, Fort Labs is actually amazing. If you need a supporter that gives damage boost, healings, and stuff like that, Fort Labs is amazing. Fireful is pretty good too. If you need a supporter for damage boost, again, all that good stuff. But if I had to choose, well, here's the thing. It's actually kind of difficult to choose between Fireful and Forge Labs. I personally like Forge Labs more, but I know there's players that actually like Fireful more because of the fact that he can turn transfer and Forge Labs can't do that. But Forge Labs has his own unique stuff, like for example, healing that Fireful can't do. And then again, vice versa. You know what I mean? Same thing applies to Forge Labs. He can't turn transfer, but Fireful can. So it really just depends on what you're really looking for. Robo Rabbit's actually a good extra turn attacker if you need one. She's not the best, but if you need one, again, there it is. But I'd highly recommend going with, I would say, either Dark Voltic or the new Light Voltic if you can. Obviously, they're not going to put the new Light Voltic here for now. Later on, eventually they will. I would say Nishant, but here's the thing. There is Enhancer that you can also pick up. So pick up Enhancer, I would say, over Nishant. Any good monsters anymore? Wow, these all suck. Sealguard's actually quite alright if you need a tank like a taunt monster for Blossom. Maybe for Team Wars. Rainlana's a good damage booster. Boulder is amazing. Probably, literally, it's like a Ingwe 2.0 basically. You guys remember how good Ingwe was back in Corrupted Era? It's literally like that. Except, I would say maybe better actually, because Ingwe was good, but the talent UA made it even better. But Boulder, just skill wise, it's really, really good. So if we had to like compare Boulder, like let's say if Ingwe, if they do release another Ingwe, same skills, same whatever, everything that Ingwe had, except that Ingwe was in Blossom category, right? I would actually go with Boulder. Because again, the only reason Ingwe was so good, besides his skills obviously, was the UA talent. But Boulder is amazing without the UA talent. Imagine with UA talent. Whew, okay. Now, moving on. Hornroots. I know some players do like Hornroot. I'm not really a huge fan, but he's there if you want to pick him up. Cupid's actually pretty good because of his the fact that he has actually access to the Doom talents. Elvira is amazing. Good monster if you don't have Maggie from The Walking Dead, which I'm sure many of you guys don't, because that monster was behind paywall. It was very expensive to even rank it up. Elvira's Demon Slayer is almost like that, except no trade disable, but provides the AoE evasion, which is very nice. So Elvira is good. Ural the Divine is also pretty good. Auraris is actually not that bad either. If you need a denier, Auraris is pretty good. Galvanus is amazing. Elfira is pretty good too, I would say, if you want to pick up Elfira. I'm not really a huge fan of Shivaraka. I don't think anybody really uses Shivaraka anymore. Same with Hydro. Most of the time, Hydro is just on defense. McCreamy, there's better healers out there, like for example, Forge Labs. Oh, Monk Flammer is actually pretty good. Pretty good to counter Ural because of his trait, Resurrection Block. And he has Torture Immunity, Status Casters, and all that, so it's pretty good. Teokara is quite alright. She used to be very good at the beginning when she first got released, but now there's just better monsters out there. But she's still not a bad option. She's alright, I would say. Sparkus is also pretty good. I like Sparkus. Moving on. Some of these monsters that I don't mention, they have their own Air Saga. For example, Chieftain Alrock. He has his own Air Saga, which he gives Spirit of Destiny if you beat the whole thing. So some of these monsters that I don't mention, they have their Air Saga, and if you want to pick those up for their Saga, I would recommend doing it, especially if that Air Saga is holding like a really good talent. For example, Spirit of Destiny, I'd highly recommend it. Snowgross is pretty good. One of the best in my opinion. Clutch is actually one of the best in my opinion as well. Amazing monster. Still being used up to this day. Goldfield is actually not that bad with the trade disable and all that, so if you need a trade disabler supporter, he's the one. Xmas is actually pretty good too. Pretty good to counter Ural, for example. There's better damage boosters than Weird Aika and Isabeth, so I'm just gonna ignore those. P3 is actually pretty good for the torture immunity, and he also has damage boost. Who else is out there? Let's see, Jack or so. Getting to Dark Voltic, I would say Dark Voltic's actually not that bad. Still usable, okay? So, for example, if you missed out on the Light Voltic, you got yourself Dark Voltic. Yeah, it's not as updated in terms of stats, but pretty good extra turn attacker still. UV Fusion is actually not that bad either with the trade disable. Turn transfer as well. Moving on. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone really that's still good. Maybe Drobonaut. Maybe. Gekon for Bounty Hunt if you want that. Sigrid is being used from time to time because of his block resurrection and the fact that he has access to physical and magic skills. So if you need that for team wars, you can. Jackpack for the triple damage, I think it is, or double damage if you need that. He has anticipation, which I don't think really helps too much, but it's mainly just because of the damage boost and restoring cooldown and all that for team wars. Kibirian as well for team wars. I personally don't use it anymore, but he's there. Actually, I don't know about Cube, honestly, because whenever this monster is in play, there's always that one magic monster. You know the magic extra turn attacker, Naya? Destroys this monster. Ever since Naya got released, I stopped using this one, but he's there if you want them. You know what I mean? Garden XL, there's better Megatons. Same with Talonite, there's better, you know, Megatons out there. I would say maybe that's pretty much it. Again, with Pangaloya, there is King Adam. Elgato is actually worth picking up for the triple damage. What else is there? What else? Darkuma is actually amazing. I still like Darkuma for defense. Scalictron also because of the fact that he can like hold corrupted talents and he's a resurrector. I just wish Scalictron would be able to like hold an SN so that he could come back after dying, but unfortunately it's not like that. Igarubik is actually not that bad. I see many players of my teammates, like they still use them. So I personally don't because I don't have the monster at all. But I see my teammates using them, so maybe he has some use there. But I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if there's... Oh, Jakuna Haya use it still from time to time. Jakuna is not that bad. Crew Lecture is also not that bad. Block Resurrection, plus he has access to many multiple damaging skills with a bunch of tortures. So I would say, well, Raijin too for triple damage if you want that. But that's pretty much it. I don't think there's any cosmics that are out there that are actually usable or useful. Like, I'm talking very meta, like, because keep in mind, guys, these monsters, some of these used to be very good, but the reason why they became outdated was one thing, they released a better version of them, obviously with better stats and stuff, and second thing, the, you know, meta, it always changes in this game. Like, you got to keep this in mind, okay? So if you compare a galactic monster, for example, let's say someone really random, Lamuna, the first monster to be released, right? Look at the, for example, life, let's just say 140,000. If we go ahead and compare that with the corrupted monster, 86,000. You see how low that is? So it's just a, you know, stat difference as well, which makes a huge difference, I would say. Even like the last monster that was released, 90k. And that's just the life. Keep in mind, there's speed and all that other stuff too. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to make this video to help you guys out with the monster week, letting you guys know which monsters are actually worth it and which ones aren't. So I hope this video helped out, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.